Hey everybody, it's Niall Lucy here with TestDrive Garage. Now I did film this. This is actually like the fourth time now that I've tried to get a 30-month update video done for our 7 Series. I actually filmed it last night, and the microphone that I have in my pocket here, I guess got disconnected. I don't know how. Pretty much as soon as I started recording, the audio was dead. So we actually recorded this yesterday, so you know, it's a little unfortunate because we got this car started. It's been the issue now for a little while. For the past couple weeks, really, is we knew that the battery was dead on my 7 Series. And my biggest concern was if I go out and buy a battery, will the car still start properly when we go to start it? It's been sitting for 3-4 months now without being started, without being moved. And with a dead battery, it's kind of difficult to tell, is there anything else wrong with the engine? But we went down to BMW Sherbrooke yesterday, picked up a new battery, picked up a liter of oil, and got it all connected last night. Started it up for the first time since probably October, November at the latest, and it started up perfectly. There were no issues with it. I was very, very happy to finally be able to get the car started up, and to also know, as far as I could tell, there are no new issues with the engine or transmission. You know, we'll really know when we actually take it out for a drive, but at least the quick start that I did yesterday seems to have worked well. So this video is going to serve as an update for what's going on with our 2001 BMW 740iL, but it's also going to serve as a 30-month update because we're really not going to be doing one next month when it's the real 30th anniversary of owning this car, 2.5 years of ownership with it, because we really haven't done anything. The last update we did at 2 years back in September is really the most recent, right? We haven't really driven it too much, aside from the $450, which includes tax for the liter oil and the new battery. There's been nothing to this car. It hasn't really even driven a whole lot since our last update. So I'm really excited about the car now because it's got insurance. So legally I can drive it on the road, and the fact that the battery works and the engine started up, obviously, are big pluses for this. So I'm going to start it up for you guys right now so that you can hear that it works. Not that I'd be lying to you anyway, but just so you have an idea of where we're at, the fact that the car works, and how happy I am about that. I did lock the car yesterday. I don't really know why. It's not like there's any issue for it to need to be locked, but I figured it's been a few months. I wanted to do it. And you know what? What impresses me the most about the fact that this car has been sitting for so long is just the fact that it actually starts without any issue at all. One of the issues that I've had up until now is if the car sits for more than a day or two, then the chain would rattle a little bit. And I was told it could be the chain tensioner, it probably still is. But the other issue too is there's not enough oil getting onto the chain and circulating through the engine on startup because there's a little catch valve that's supposed to dump oil in. And you can see too, just at the bottom of the video, there's a little bit of oil pooled up at the bottom of the car. And really, I mean, for 3 months, you know, it's a few drops, it's not a whole lot. So we added just a little bit of oil, maybe about 100 milliliters, just right onto the chain itself where the oil department is, where you can put the oil in, obviously, just to make sure that it was really as lubricated as physically possible, given the fact that the car hasn't been started. And you heard, I think it sounds pretty good. The fact that there's no rattle, there's no smoke was also another concern of mine. There was no smoke at all. And it seems to run pretty well. It does have a little bit of a smell to it. We noticed that last night too. And it's probably just because the gas has now been sitting there for 3-4 months without being used. The engine itself hasn't been used for 3 or 4 months. And that really the temperature has changed a lot inside of here. There isn't really a lot of moisture that could have been trapped inside the garage over the last few months. But we do open it. We do have a snowblower that we've been pulling in and out during the snowstorms. So yeah, a little bit of condensation might have been building up throughout the system. And that could be another reason why, but it's not too bad. And you can see here, it's just kicked down into the typical idle here, maybe about after 1.5 minutes. And overall, it's good. I mean, the fact, like I said, that it's not smoking is kind of the big deal for me. So I'm going to turn it off. I don't want to run it too much because, you know, we still have that gas leak issue. And I always like to make sure too, we do have a check control here, and it just says to check the coolant. And obviously that has been an issue that we've been dealing with. Not that the coolant is actually low, but the fact that the little sensor where the radiator is doesn't work, and I just haven't had a chance to fix it yet. It's not a huge deal. I always just keep an eye on the coolant anyway. but I am glad that the car works. You know, it does give me hope that we're able to start working on some of the stuff with this car. You know, we still need to do the gas tank, and I know we've had a number of people who have reached out to us and said, well, you can get a gas tank here or there, but we really do need something solid. If somebody does have a gas tank, preferably on the east coast of Canada, so you know, Ontario, Quebec, and then the Maritimes, that would be ideal. I don't know how difficult it is to import that sort of part across the border, and further we also have to transport it here too, and this won't go to be able to transport it, so we would have to use something bigger, and we're kind of limited to the vehicles that we can get. So if somebody does have a gas tank that they'd be willing to sell us at a good price, because I mean, we're not making a lot of money off this channel here, so I can't really afford to be spending a whole lot. I mean, the battery itself at $450 was already more than I was hoping to be spending on this car at this time. So we do like to save when we can. So we do still need the gas tank. The headliner is sagging pretty badly in the back. I tried to fix it with just a hairdryer. That didn't really work as well as I had hoped. You really do need a steamer, so we're hoping to be able to steam the headliner back in. If not, I'm going to have to bring it down and maybe re-glue it and work on that. And then, you know, the engine itself, right, it does have a little bit of a leak issue still. It's been like that since we bought the car, so that still needs to be done. And then my hope is, you know, get the gas tank fixed, get the engine leak fixed within the next couple months so that I can go and get that inspection done for this car so I can legally register it here in Quebec and get rid of the front license plate. And then that'll be the final thing that we're going to be doing, is we'll be sourcing a front plate delete, because I don't want to have that on there. I think it'll look much nicer without the front plate. So it's kind of an update for you guys. I know you've been asking a lot, and we wanted to get it done now, even though it's really only been 29 months that we've owned the car, but I figured we'd get out here, we'd start this car up, show you that it works, give you guys an update, and kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be doing from there. So thank you so much for watching this. I know it might not have been as exciting as you would have hoped, but realistically, how exciting can a car be when it really has moved maybe 3 inches in the last 3 months? So that's our update for you guys today. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at NiallLivesey to see what we're doing, because we've always got different cars. We're really trying to book ourselves in to get as many new vehicles as possible, but that doesn't mean we're letting the old stuff go too. We have about 4 or 5 cars that we're hoping to be able to film at the end of the month, and some of them are the ones that you guys have requested, including the E60 M5 and finally W140 Mercedes S-Class. So stay tuned for that. Because we've got some really exciting stuff going on, and I think you guys are going to be excited to see it. So follow us there. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and comment, and let us know what you want us to do with this. Now that it works, I'm so happy. We're hoping to be doing some stuff with it. So let us know what you'd like to see with it, and we'll do our best to make it happen. Until next time, take care.